Good morning and happy Tuesday. Happy birthday, in fact, to you, even if it's not your real birthday, of course. We have people for whom it is a real birthday, of course, and we'll talk about them in a moment. But today we are going to talk about, and I can't remember what I put as the title. That's annoying. I just wrote it, so it should be easy to remember, shouldn't it? Fear is like adding spice to your failures. I love that. It's kind of a cool thing. Or actually, to your experiences, I suppose. Experience, no, because it is failure, isn't it? Fear. Yeah, anyway. Fear is like adding spice. This comes from Sadhguru, video of the day, which is down in the links below if you're interested. But happy birthday to you. Welcome to the first day of the rest of your life. Every day is your birthday if you choose to celebrate life. And why wouldn't you celebrate life? Because you are alive. You woke up this morning, unlike all those people who didn't wake up this morning. And big heart goes out to my friend Karen, who is apparently critically ill in hospital today. I hope she woke up this morning. You know, there's a possibility she didn't. So therefore, that's why we should be grateful for every second of life that we have, because it can be taken away so quickly if we're not careful. Anyway, so happy birthday to you, and happy birthday also to Anna Elston and Nicolai. Did you guys know you had the same birthday? That's very interesting, isn't it? I'm sure you probably did. Sian-Lord, I went to school with both Anna and Nicolai, by the way. Sian-Lord Coaching, interesting name. Kimberley Evans, can't remember what you do, Kim, but I definitely recognise the name in the picture. Raymond Eckstein, not sure at all. Anne Ralston and Trey. Do you guys both know you had the same birthday as well? From my direct wines experience days. And Elena Georgiana. I'm not sure where I know you from, Elena, but feel free to say, tell me in the comments below. Yes, if I mentioned your name, by the way, tell us what you do, tell us what we can buy from you, and tell us how I know you if I didn't say in the thing, or if I got what I said wrong in some way, shape or form. Anyway, we're going to start off with the what's the one thing you're going to do today? Birthday breathing exercise again. Birthday breathing exercise, you know what I mean. Blow out your one candle. What's the one thing you're going to get done today? Breathe in 5 through your nose. Put your hand on your heart. Light your candles while you're waiting. So you're holding for 5. Blow out the candles. And imagine that one thing that you're going to get done. And I was thinking about this morning, and you could do this 3 ways. You can do this. One thing I'm going to get done today. One happy thought for the future, and I can't remember what the other thing was. Anyway, but do these things on a regular basis. It gets oxygen into your lungs, gets oxygen into your brain, allows you to think more clearly and make better choices and make better decisions going forward. So back onto the topic of the day today. I want to try and keep that first part really quick if I can, because otherwise it gets a little bit boring, isn't it? Anyway, so yes, fear, adding spice to failure. I think it's kind of a cool idea, because I said before, we all have failures in our lives. We all have things that have gone wrong in our lives. And one of the things I wanted to bring to these things, which I'm going to try and do better in the future, I haven't done particularly well today, is present all these ideas in context of my own life, my own experiences, and things that actually happened for me, things that are really going on in my life. I'll try and think of one while we're talking right now. But yes, we all have failures in our lives, things that have gone wrong. In fact, yes, there you go. When I created Bumblebee's Playhouse, the children's indoor play centre that I created in 2006 with my ex-girlfriend Karen, and it all went a bit wrong, and we came out at the end of that in 2007, and I ended up nearly £500,000 in debt, and it really hurt, and I lost everything. I had to I had to go through an IVA, so I had to sell my house and all my assets and all my savings, and basically lost everything. I had to go back to live with mum and dad again, even though at the time, weirdly enough, my dad was living with me. So anyway, there you go. And that was also around the times we had the floods in Cheltenham as well, so we had no water back then. It was all just a big confusion. I think I went and lived with Rachel actually for a little while. Anyway, I can't remember. It's all kind of jumbled together. But the point is, I had that failure, that big failure, and that has dragged through in the rest of my life, and it has put fear on me to invest in something else or get involved in something big again. I have pushed through that and done other things, and then things have gone wrong again. But I do wonder sometimes when I think back on it as to whether or not the reason things have failed is because I was looking back on that previous failure, adding spice to it, adding the fear to it, and then recreating it in the present and making it all happen again. And then I had a few other things that have gone wrong since then as well. And again, it's the same thing. But like I said before, our success is built on the bricks of failure. You can only push through and try new things and fail at them, and then add that as to the blocks of the things that you can learn from and move forward. So But you have to be able to learn from those stories and not just wallow in those things, adding spice to it and then creating the fear to that spice, to those failures, and then stop you from ever doing anything again in the future. We talked about this before, about taking the stuff from the past, which we can be all depressed about, and then projecting that forward into the future and creating anxiety. That's the spice, adding the spice and then creating the fear in the future. Not helpful. Sounds like we have some birds fighting in the woods next to me. Not those kind of birds, real birds. It's quite funny. Anyway, taking my head to a very interesting place. Hello, viewer, by the way. Feel free to say hello. And if you're watching the replay, give us a hashtag replay. That'd be lovely. So we have to earn our future from those past failures. So we have to try things and be ready to fail without adding the fear to the potential failure. And then build our success off those building blocks of the past failures that we have in our lives. And there's a guy who did a coaching expo last week, which was fascinating, which basically encapsulates this concept of comparison is the thief of joy. I mean, this comes back into the same thing again, where if you're comparing yourself to other people, or well, let's rephrase this. If you're comparing your life to it's not going to work. It's not going to work, that content. I'm going to have to do it the full way through. Okay, so he said there's basically 3 ways of comparing stuff, which can create these negative voices inside your head, and the way you beat yourself up and you go, I'm not doing things as well as I'd like. He was skiing at the time, and he was learning how to ski, and he was skiing with people who, so this is his story, not my story, but I'm sure I could probably think of something similar to myself. Basketball, there you go. I played basketball for Gloucestershire at a semi-professional level, National League 3 a few years ago, and most of the team were much younger than me, about 10 years younger than me, and of course we were playing against teams who've been playing in that league at that level for a long time, because we joined the league, and they were significantly better than us, and so I was always thinking to myself, I wish I could be better, so I was comparing myself to the other people around me who were playing. And I always felt inferior to these other guys who were really, really good at basketball. And I just had a professional coach for the first time, so I was learning all these new techniques that I'd never learned as a child, which made my basketball so much better. But I was also, in my mind, and this is the other thing, is comparing yourself to your future self. So I was thinking to myself, if I get really good, then I want to be like the person I'm going to be when I'm playing at a high level like these guys and competing in the future. And so I was thinking to myself, I was beating myself up now because I was comparing myself to the future person, which I never became in the end, because I had to retire because I dislocated my knee, snapped my ACL, had a reconstruction operation, and never went back to that level of basketball again. But what he was saying is, so the 3 comparisons: yourself, other people who are better than you, other people, your future self, or your past self. And now this is the good one. So the other people is not helpful. Your future self is not helpful. But if you compare yourself to your past self, then that's where things get great, because you can go, I've improved since that person. I could be improved since the person I was yesterday. And I've become a better person today. So I'm not fearful about making changes or moving forward in the future, because I know that it's a progression. I know that I'm better than I was yesterday, and tomorrow I can be better than I was today. And so if I put the effort in, the little tiny goals, little tiny things that we talk about, then I can improve day by day and get better and better and better. I've just increased the weights on the things I use during my workouts in the morning today. And today it was really hard, because I was like, oh my God, these are really tough. And I had to stop because lactic acid build up in my muscles and stuff. But I know that in a week or so's time, suddenly I won't have to stop quite as often to do that if I consistently keep training in between. These things can happen, these things can move you forward. So comparing yourself to your past self. So I was comparing myself, so I didn't do this at the time because it never occurred to me, because I didn't know what I knew now. But if I compared my progress and how much better I got through my training, I would have felt much better about my progress, about becoming a better basketball player. I mean, there were moments when I realised that I was pivoting really well, and I was pivoting on the right foot, and I was twisting around the right people at the right place. I was passing things better, and there was a moment when I was playing when I actually had this moment of complete clarity and being in the zone, as they would say, where I could actually feel my teammates behind me, because I used to play centre, and so I could feel them behind me, so I knew where they were instinctively. I was looking at the bloke in front of me, but I knew where they were behind me, so I knew where that was covered over there. And if I intercept the ball, I could pass it without even looking because I knew where they'd be. And you'd pass it in front of them as well. So you had all these things that you could be better at and got better at. Interestingly, when I did give up, and when I tried to get back into it again, I went back to local league basketball. And of course, the people in the local league hadn't been trained with a professional coach. And so they didn't quite have all the skills that I'd learned. And so suddenly I felt like I was a really good basketball player in comparison to who I'd been a couple of years ago. To a certain extent, there was a few problems as well, because at the professional or the semi-professional level, at that higher level anyway, you learn to, like, for example, pass the ball in front of people so they run onto it. And at the local level, people tended to sort of stand still and wait for you to pass the ball to them. And so it was just a weird, different context of way things were working. I don't want to go into that too much because I never really fully explored all that stuff, because I basically retired at age 37 or something. But anyway, there you go. That's the comparison. Comparison and thief of joy. Don't compare yourself to other people. Don't compare yourself to your future self, which is dangerous. Only compare yourself to your past self, and ideally the person you were in the near future, in the last week, 2 weeks, maybe even year or so. But any further back than that, it's not really worth it, because you've moved on significantly since then. But certainly look back at who you were yesterday and progress today. And then recognise that tomorrow you can become a better person than the person you were today. So rather than saying, I'm going to compare myself to who I want to be tomorrow, recognise that tomorrow you'll be comparing yourself to who you are today. And you'll take the actions that will improve your life based on who you are today. Okay, hopefully that was helpful. Don't add fear into your failures, and don't add spice into your failures from the past. Just recognise that they are failures. And that you can just learn from them, and you can produce a better version of yourself in the future based on the learnings that you take from that failure in the past, rather than adding spice and creating fear from those failures. So hopefully that all made sense in circular. Have a lovely day, everybody. Have a lovely Tuesday. Sending you all love, of course. Mwah. Send love out into the world as well if you want, please. I'm going to really get on with it because it is 8:30. I'm nice and early today. That landing page is going to get done today. It's going to get done today. Okay, hold me to that tomorrow. So I want to talk about it tomorrow. Tomorrow I want to be able to say, go to my landing page and come to my 7-day Kickstarter, learn how to live your life you love, kickstarting thing, gain control of your mental health. It's just started raining. That's nice, isn't it? Okay. All right, that's all from me. Take care, guys. Love you all. Send your love out into the world. I did that already, didn't I? Bye for now. See you. Have a lovely Tuesday. Thanks for watching, by the way, whoever the viewer is.